Hey guys, it's Albert. I just saw Rambo First Blood for the first time. Yeah, I know, I'm a terrible person because I didn't see it before. I just never got around to it, okay? And then finally, it came on Netflix. And I was like, this is one of those movies, especially as a guy, that you've heard about and you've heard about and you heard about, and eventually you just gotta watch it. So I saw it. And I was really surprised by how good it was. But it was almost not what I was expecting, because you say the name Rambo and he's up there with guys like John McClane and the Terminator as just sort of archetypal action heroes. And the movie really wasn't like that. It wasn't the classical kind of action movie that you're used to. I'm assuming those of you who have seen the movie already knew this, but it took me a little bit by surprise. I mean, you get to the end, and you're expecting this giant showdown between Rambo and all the soldier guys that are, gathered there to fight him off. He's got his big gun. It's night. There's the big fire going in the background. You're just expecting, like, this giant, massive casualty count where he just mows everybody down. And what you get instead is just this breakdown scene where he gets, he kind of shows down with the one main guy who was sort of trying to kick him out of town. And then he just breaks down to the old general talking about how crappy it was to be in Vietnam and to come back and to, to see how all the civilization didn't, care about what he'd done and hated him. And it was this really fascinating cultural commentary on veterans returning to Vietnam. And then I watched Rambo First Blood Part 2, which if it had been made today, they would have called it Second Blood for some dumb reason. But, that movie's not like that. And it kind of got me thinking about sequels, and more importantly, what we take away from a movie as being the good parts of the movie, the cool stuff from the movie. Because Rambo First Blood Part 2 is going in that vein of an action movie. It says, alright, well, enough whining about Vietnam. We'll give it a little lip service here and there, but Rambo's obviously cool, right? I mean, we built him up in that first movie how cool he was. Let's, put him in another country where the people are obviously evil because they're in another country, and he can shoot them all then and we won't feel bad, and then we can have that cool action movie we wanted in the first movie, right? That's what we really wanted to see, was all that cool action. We didn't get it because he broke down and cried like a little wuss. But we're going to fix that in Rambo Part 2. And I think that a lot of time, yes, obviously the people who made the movie missed the point. I think all of us sometimes miss the point when we're watching a movie and we're talking about what is cool about the movie, what makes a movie good. We latch on to the superficial things like the big action scenes or, the big set pieces, and we think those things are what draw us to a movie. And it's easy to overlook the subtle stuff. Not even just the social commentary that we get with Rambo breaking down and talking about what it means to come back from the Vietnam War, but also the cinematography, the subtlety of the script, the acting. There is a lot of stuff going on in that first one that just got chucked out the window for the second one. I mean, if you look at the bad guy in the first Rambo movie, even though he's basically a jerk, he's played with humanity. You don't get this sort of black and white mustache twirling villain. He's bad, but you understand him. You believe him as a bad person. And it's interesting to me when we lose nuance, when we just want to shunt all that to the side and say, all right, let's focus on the big explosions and the bright colors and the big action sequences. I think that's a mistake. Honestly, I think that, and I think that we're prone to do it because we don't think about things. We don't look deeper. We want to see the surface thing and remake the surface. We want to remake the shine and the gloss and, the pop and the woo of the movie. We don't want to dig into what the movie's trying to say. And we always, always, always lose something when we do that. And it's not just Rambo and Rambo Part 2. It's a lot of movies. A lot of action movies are trying to recapture the big booms and the gunfights. And listen, I enjoy that as much as the next guy. But there's got to be something more if you want to make a great movie and tell a great story. There's more to it than that. There's humanity and there's artistry. And if you don't have those things, your movie's not going to be great. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more like it. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have some thoughts that you'd like to share. And I will be back next week with something else.